4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Marketing Minutes, brought to you by 3T Academy. I'm your host, Billy, and I'll be taking you through today's top market stories and analysis. Today's show is proudly hosted by Double Bottom Trades, where we bring you the latest in trading strategies and techniques. So before we get into this crazy market, man, we're going to need some motivation. And I believe our morning motivational person has some other obligations this morning, so I'm going to try to throw some positivity in there. It'll probably be in a little goonish way, maybe a little hood rat, maybe a little ghetto, but it is what it is. Put your own fucking cape on, man. Quit waiting for Captain Saberhole to come get you and bring you up out of your shit. Like I'm so sick of the victim mentality and I can't do this and I can't do that. Don't be a bitch. Be that motherfucker. Get up, change your life, do whatever it is that you got to do, man. Tomorrow's not promised. This motherfucker could end in the blink of an eye. And the people that you love, you need to tell them you love them. You need to tell them that you care about them because it's almost a wrap, y'all. Y'all don't know when it's going to be. So quit being that bitch. Get up, put your cape on, put your own fucking superhero cape on and fly around this motherfucker and go take the things that are yours. That's your blessings, your abundance, your love, your joy, your happiness. All those things are yours for you to take. But you can't do it when you're in the house playing victim and telling yourself why you can't fucking do something. There's nothing that you can't do if you want it. All you got to do is have the people in your life to go back you up to do it. Hence, that's why I had these people on the screen right now. So, y'all got that fire today. I'm feeling it. All right, now let's get into this wild fucking market, man. All right. So we're going to get into the fear and greed index. We're sitting at a 38. I had a really comical thing that I was saying about 19-year-olds and 38s and all that, but that was in the previous video and I forgot to hit the share button. So we're going to move past that. But I tell you right now, if you would have seen it, it was fucking amazing. It was the greatest thing. It was hilarious. But we're going to do a 38 in the market today and see if we can try to get some volume in here, man. Try to make some trades. Just remember, it's a shitty market right now. It's as crazy as a bipolar schizophrenic on the weekend drinking alcohol. You better take your profits while you got them, and don't be trying no swing plays right now unless you really got a good setup. Take your money and get in and get out. Let's go check out FinViz and kind of see where the markets are. The Dow is up 316 points, the Nasdaq's up 184, and the S&P 500 is up 50. It looks like some tweezers are being formed on the last two candlesticks. It hasn't really finished it out, so we'll see what it does. I think we might have a little top off, but ultimately I think we're going to come back down. We was hitting at 399 pretty significantly. We hit it right before the end of the market on the SPY, and then we touched it once or twice in aftermarket and pre-market this morning. We did do a crack of the VWAP, a heavy crack, but it bounced right back up, and we're starting a slow decline down. So we're probably going to look at some more puts today since we hit that 400 area and crack of the VWAP. That's all we're going to play. I'm going to play puts and calls on the SPY. If you have some of your plays after we go through our watch list build and you're not finding something, we can go back and check some of the top gainers for this week. We have USX, CISO, IBRX, PRTK, SCYX, and EVTV. Just remember, go do your due diligence and check and see if it has any press release on it. Know why it's moving. You don't want to trade something if you don't know why it's moving. Before we go into the SPY, we'll go into see what the market's telling us today. All right. So Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023. Raise or pause. Today's the shit, guys. 2:00 this afternoon, we're going to get a lot of our answers for what's going on in the market and what to look forward to moving on. And this is one of those things, you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. If they don't raise it, we're kind of screwed, I think, with hyperinflation or inflation because it'll turn on the printing machine. If they raise it a half a point, I think the markets will react to it. I think Darren's right in a lot of his aspects, what he was talking about, and Dustin as well. Quarter point makes more sense than anything, but they got to be aggressive with this. So they got to find their line. Are you going to be aggressive? Or are you going to let us just plummet? It's just, you got to make a decision, and no decision made right now is going to be a good decision. Just please understand that. Make sure you guys are prepared. Have you some cash on hand. Make sure you have some gold and silver, and just be prepared for what's going to happen, man. Don't be scared. It's not a time to be scared. Just be prepared. All right. Let's see. Decision day is here with the Federal Reserve rate raise its benchmark rate by another quarter point, as long as has long been expected, or will it hold off for now as the world catches its breath for 2 tumultuous weeks in the global banking sector? The smart money appears to be on the rate hike, especially since markets have shown signs of calming down after several extraordinary steps by bankers and regulators alike to shore up confidence in the financial system. Besides, the really interesting stuff, as usual, will come from the Fed statement laying out next steps. And what Chairman Jerome Powell will say in his press conference Wednesday afternoon, as CNBC's Patty Dahm writes, Powell has to show he has a plan to keep up the fight against inflation while calming lingering anxiety about banks. Bro, we're at an apex right now in our system. It is unreal. On a roll. It's all about the Fed on Wednesday for sure, but it's also worth reflecting on what's been 2 strong, relatively calm days for the markets this week. After a strong Monday in the immediate aftermath of the UBS Credit Suisse deal, U.S. equities posted robust gains Tuesday. The Dow rose about 1%, while the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ each increased by more than 1%. It could be stemming from optimism that the Fed may lay off monetary tightening sooner than later due to recent banking crisis. So there's a lot riding on what Powell says Wednesday. Fed tightening cycles typically end with a crisis, and those crises tend to end with policy responses, said Brian Levitt, global market strategist for Invesco. I don't think you can policy your way out of this one this time, fam. I don't think that's happening this time. Let's see. A little chat GPT. I use a lot of GPT, so let's get into this a little bit and then we'll keep it pushing. Things will go wrong. Google has opened up testing for Bard, its competitor to Microsoft-supported artificial intelligence chatbot ChatGPT. Its users in the US and UK, 2 users in the US and UK. What can we expect? Sundar Pichai, the CEO of parent company Alphabet, sees exciting things ahead, even if that means some errors. According to an internal company memo seen by CNBC's Jennifer Elias, as more people start to use Bard and test its capabilities, they'll surprise us. Things will go wrong, Pichai wrote, but the user feedback is critical to improving the product and underlying technology before its round of testing. 80,000 of Google's employees contributed to testing Bard within the company. Now we'll just sit back and hope that AI will be merely a trusted tool and not something that will end up killing us all. Wow, damn, that was a hell of a write. It's pretty interesting, man. I do use a lot of AI. I think it's a good and bad thing, just like everything else. It's all about how we use it. But like I said, in some aspects, I think it's going to make us dumber as a society because we don't have to use critical thinking in a lot of aspects now. With the Chat GPT 4 or 5 that's come out, it's beaten out over 90% of the lawyers as far as the paperwork they do, the exams they take, the bar exam. It's a game changer, man. It is a game changer. Eventually, I do see some iRobot coming or something. All right, so let's see. Let's get into what else is going on in the news. Is Dustin in here? I see him pause. So let's see. Before we get into the market watch, let's just check out the SPY for him and see what it's doing right now. All right. Again, we got the paper count out. We got one more week left on options to make sure we got our orders placing right, and all the bells and whistles are good because we're using an option. We're using a trading strategy on Thinkorswim that's technically not what it's designed for, but we always do stuff that we're not technically designed for. That's why we are who we are. All right, so you can see the SPY. I got the daily down below, and I got the minute chart up top. You can see the levels that we had yesterday: 397.11, 395.88, and 393. If you look down here at this 393, look where those wicks fell to on those drop-offs, man. Right to that 393.66. That's one of those things. If you could have some what if orders placed in there, like if it dropped and come up, that would have been a hell of a buy. So those are some of those bounce plays we look at. Just sometimes they happen. You have one right here. Me today, with the hitting these highs that we have, and we've hit it a couple times. I'm looking for the crack of the VWAP, a hard crack. I want to get a good dump down, sort of like we're doing right now. And see if we can get something like we had yesterday over here. We had a couple cracks. I wanted to crack the VWAP, and then I want VWAP to act as resistance at least one time so I can start my trend down. And it looks like we're starting a little bit of it. And I'm just going to put puts on the way down. Anytime right now, if it hits a high of the day or the low of the day, I'm going to start putting orders in and just playing like that.
So on this that 393 level right there,
Yeah.
Dekmar is talking about this. He trades off of that 393 often.
Yeah,
It's
that's
called,
one of his main
this
touches.
is something that has happened throughout history of, in the last few months. It's 393 right here, and it'll bounce off just like this.
Yep. You can see we're about to hit the 50-day moving average, which what was it? Let me get past this right here. Actually, I think the 50-day moving average is at 400.35. So if it pops, this is where it's going to go. But this is the reason we couldn't get past this level. It's because the 50-day moving average didn't have enough juice to get past there. So we'll see if this thing pops up to the upside and breaks this 399. It's going to be our first resistance point, and we're just going to play the separation from the VWAP, man, and see what we get. That's going to be it for the SPY. It's pretty basic, man. We got our little channel set up. Now all we have to do is just execute as traders. We know what the plan is. Now we just got to execute said plan, and we'll do that now. I see my boy is in here. Let's go ahead and have him come in and tell us about the U.S. economic calendar and what's going on. What we got, Dustin?
Yes, today's the day, man. I heard you mention it earlier. So Chairman Powell speaks today, and it's expected to be a 25 basis point increase, which is positive. I heard some things back and forth saying that it was or possibly was not baked into the market yet. So I've been hearing kind of both sides on it. So I'm not sure if that's already been baked in or not. We'll have to see. Then obviously Thursday we have our weekly initial jobless claims report, and that's it for this week. So we basically today's the day we've been waiting for about a month. So we'll see what happens.
I would be very careful trading right before and right after that today. Usually the market takes some moves after Jerome speaks. So just be very careful and take your profits when you have them, man. That's the key. If you got them profits, take them. All right. And that's a wrap for today's morning market in minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick and informative look into the financial markets. Remember to stay up to date with the latest news and analysis by visiting our website at 3T Academy and following us on social media. Big thank you to our host, Double Bottom Trades, for bringing us the best in trading strategies and techniques. And until next time, go fuck today up, man. Seize your day. Be that motherfucker in your life.